aware he was falsely imprisoned due to lies. My father and I helped get him an attorney. He is innocent and has nothing to do with this. The court seemed to believe he is guilty, especially since he accepted a plea deal for giving that child a TBI and causing him to be life-flighted to a trauma hospital. Once again, he is innocent and he is none of your damn business. No, it would not have anything to do with this case, except for the fact that I was informed by the prison he is incarcerated in that you attempted to visit him with the children over the summer. Is this correct? Yes, it is. The children know him as Uncle Aaron, and I refuse to rip them away from someone else they love. I'm not a monster. So you knowingly brought the children to a prison to try and visit a known and convicted child, Abu Dollar. He is innocent, and even if he wasn't, he is no danger to my children. I would never allow anything to happen to them while in my care. I am a good parent, and I would protect them from any harm. Your Honor, the father clearly shows a lack of responsibility and sound judgment, as he openly admits in court that he has no qualms bringing the children around a convicted child, Abu Dollar. At this time, I have no further questions for the father. Very well, the father may call his next witness. I call my father, Melvin Blank, to the stand. Now, Melvin, do you think that Bri Blank is a good mother to the children? Frankly, I don't believe that any woman who keeps a man from his children is a good mother. From eyewitness account, can you explain how the children act when it is time to take them back to their mother's house? Oh, it is terrible every time. The baby doesn't know any better yet, but the older two will run and hide to try and stay at our house. It breaks my heart having to force them into the car. They cry the entire way home. Do you think that the children are safe with their mother? I don't think she is physically Abu Dollar to them, but it is clear that being with their mother causes severe emotional distress and they would much rather live with us. Would you say that I did everything possible to save our marriage and keep my family together? That's how I see it. As a married man myself, you have put in so much work and sacrifice to someone who is not who they said they were, but I understand that she views it differently. Is it true that Bri and I lived in your home for multiple years, and you witnessed the fact that I was the sole caregiver of the children? Now, I wouldn't say that. You weren't the only one who took care of the children. Then what exactly would you say? You definitely helped care for the children, but you worked as well, as any man should, to provide for his family, which meant that your mother and I had to pick up the slack. And by no means are we upset or unwilling to do so if the children were to come home to our house where they belong. We would be overjoyed to resume our role of assisting with raising the children. And Bri would allow you and my mother to take care of the children while she did nothing. Yes, she was not active in their care. She now seems to claim that she had postpartum depression, but to me it just seemed like she was not interested in being a mother. She never developed a bond with the children, and they didn't seem to care about her. Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor. You just heard from my own father, the children's grandfather, testify that there is no bond between the children and their mother. And if at the end of this hearing, you choose to leave them in the home of someone who does not care about them, then any harm that befalls them will be entirely on your head. That is enough. I have heard you disrespect this courtroom for over 8 hours today, and I am done. Court is adjourned for the day. We will pick up tomorrow with the gal. And if you dare disrespect my courtroom tomorrow, court is now back in session. We will hear from the guardian ad litem today about the findings of her investigation. Thank you, Your Honor. Before I go over my findings, I would like to ask a few final questions to the parents. Of course, you may begin when you are ready. Thank you. Bozo Blank, if you please come to the stand. Hi, Annie. How are you? You look lovely today. Good morning, Mr. Blank. I have just a few more questions for you. Of course, Annie, ask away. You've stated multiple times that your relationship with Bri was Abu Dhabi towards you, and that she was a neglectful mother. Yet you also have claimed that your relationship was perfect over multiple social media posts. Which is it? She was definitely Abu Dhabi, no question about it. But it was still perfect to me because my entire family was together. I was willing to live with the Abu Dhabi. And were you ever physically Abu Dhabi towards her? Absolutely not. I would never hurt a woman. Everything I ever did was to benefit our relationship. Like the time I choked her. Yes, I did in the heat of the moment and in self-defense, but it made our relationship stronger. Why do you believe that choking your wife strengthened your relationship? Well, after that happened, she never made me that mad again, which was amazing for our relationship. That is, until she abandoned me when I was on my deathbed. I see. Before I move on to the mother, is there anything else you believe that the court needs to know? Yes, I want it on record that being a father to my children is the most important thing in my life. I cherish every minute. I actually love when my children have nightmares. So that way I'm able to comfort them. And I would also like to add that I appreciate the advice that you gave me with sending the videos of my children speaking on their experiences. Your Honor, I would like to state that I never advised the father to coach the children and send video evidence. I told him he could send me necessary pictures and videos of the children to help his case. No, you insinuated that I should question the children in video, so I did. You didn't have to say it outright. Thank you for your time. If you could please be seated, and I will call upon the mother to answer my final question. Of course, Annie, thank you for having my back through this. If you were younger, I'd date you. Hello, Bri. I will make this quick. I only have one question I wanted to ask you today in front of the court. Of course. Bri, do you feel like the children are safe when they are in the care of their father? I do not think that their father would physically harm them intentionally, not if he is in his right state of mind at the time. He never directed his aggression towards the children when we were married. And he has always attempted to be more of a friend than a parent. However, I am very afraid of the emotional damage that is happening to the children at the hands of their father. He does not seem to fully realize that by coaching the children against me, he is causing them harm. They are in therapy, but I don't think it will be very helpful at this current time. Middle is very young, and oldest has a tendency to be very naive. Which makes sense with her recent diagnoses of autism and AD. They want to believe their father. It worries me that he will succeed in convincing them that I don't love them. And while that would break my heart, it would hurt them more. No child should ever feel like their parent doesn't love them. Thank you, Bri. That is all I have to ask you. The mother and father began dating at ages 16 and 20. I was informed that the relationship became serious very quickly due to the mother falling pregnant within the first month of seeing each other. Mother states that while the pregnancy was unexpected, she loves her child. The father stated that there is no such thing as an unexpected pregnancy, and he was overjoyed that they were having a baby when he was informed. My impression of the mother is that she is someone who has not yet been given a chance to grow up and branch out on her own. However, since my first meeting with the mother, the growth and emotional maturity she has shown is quite remarkable. Despite strong negative feelings from the maternal family and friends that I interviewed towards the father, she has held firm on allowing the children to have a relationship with their father. She has gone above and beyond with attempting to include the father in special events in the children's lives, despite the aggressive manner in which the father chooses to communicate with her. The father claims that the mother is a very manipulative person who enjoys the suffering of others. He claims he used to have to bribe her with makeup palettes to interact with the children. However, I have not seen any behavior indicative of this. Upon my first meeting with the father, he lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. Every meeting I had at the apartment with the father, he always had his mother or his friend Aaron with him to assist with the children. When I first met with the father, he was extremely upset about an incident he reported to have happened in the mother's custody involving the children being locked in a dark room. Upon investigation, it became clear to me that this incident was fabricated. Since the beginning of the divorce proceedings, the father has lost 3 jobs. He claims that the mother has interfered with his ability to be hired, and he was not in a rush to find a new job since he had worked for years to support his family. After speaking to Aaron, he informed me that the father was unwilling to find a permanent job because he believed that it would help him win full custody being a stay-at-home father, and that it was a mother's turn to pay him to stay home. The father believes that the mother's coldness is why she does not deserve to have primary custody of the children. He claims that while he was hospitalized for 9 days, the mother refused to bring the children to visit him. The mother's version of events is that she brought the children twice, and both times he was cruel and spoke inappropriately to the children. She has recordings of the father telling the children that their mother is an asshole. Father is quick to anger and volatile. He uses foul language, even in front of the children. When he is angry, he blames others for things that just as easily can be viewed as his fault. He blames his hypercritical nature towards the mother on her self-centered behavior and failure to bond with the children. Father claims to have been a hands-on parent while married, and it is undisputed that the mother and father lived with the paternal grandparents for many years. However, it appears to me that the father adopts the actions of others and believes they are his. The father has sent me multiple videos in which he is questioning the children and leading them with his questions. This is extremely inappropriate and needs to be stopped immediately. The children love spending time with their father. I think that due to the nature of their schedule, he is allowed to be the fun parent. He does not have to participate in the difficult aspects of parenting. And when he has the children, he relies on his parents for help. Father has been out of contact for a majority of the investigation. My primary point of contact has been the paternal grandfather. The father was a no-show for a scheduled phone interview with me multiple times, and was unreliable and difficult to get in contact with. There are many aspects that have caused me concern during this investigation. There is a very clear lack of ability to co-parent from the father. The language he used towards the mother, frankly, is appalling. There have also been concerning statements made from the children that make it clear that they have been exposed to racist practices and behaviors. They have stated that the maternal grandparents should not be married because it is bad to marry someone of a different race. The middle child also has stated to the mother that if she makes him mad, he is allowed to hit her because his